All right, y'all. Chancellor T here. Chancellor T. All right, let's see if we can make sense and give some type of medicine to what's going on with a little bit of discernment and understanding. First issue, taking of knee. Started by Colin Kaepernick, quarterback, carrying out his duty to his community. I don't know, I wasn't there in the room. I don't know what else behind the scenes. I heard he has some Muslim type belief systems and things like that. Maybe weighing on some of those revolutionary drivers. New girlfriend, also heavy influence on the man. Of course, everyone knows his background. We don't need to go into all that. But could it be the man wants to fit in the black community? He's part black. He wants to adhere and fit in with what he would call his peer group, what they call get your black card. So he takes a stand, or in this regard, he takes a knee. Just like the other black people that protested in the past at the Olympics, fist in the air. I don't think every black person that uses the fist in the air, first of all, is thinking of it as a Marxist revolutionary fist. They going back to the 60s with the afro and the Black Panther fist. They not looking deep into what the roots and the ties are. That was just a proud moment for African Americans in America to feel good about themselves. It was a good cause that was doing some things and uplifting the mindset in the black community. You probably wouldn't know that if you haven't grown up black, but to attack such a thing is that you would be committing intellectual suicide. You're not going to have a conversation with someone when all they feel is you're attacking a little bit of proud heritage that they got, of feeling good about themselves. So I'm not saying what you're saying. The other side is, yes, it does tie to Marxism, communism, things like that, but a lot of the people you're trying to talk to don't know that. They're not doing that, nor should you take the time to try to educate them on that if they don't want to hear that. So you got to weigh in light of who you're talking to and their ability to receive it. Otherwise, it's just going to come off insultive. Now, Colin Kaepernick tells the country, hey, we're tired of brutality from the police. This is the best thing we got. We are the leaders of these communities that people look up to. We can get the most attention. As you see, it worked because we're talking about it. So the black community, those people have platforms. They use their platforms to protest in that way. Does he hate America? I doubt it. But he just wants to bring attention. Did he have an end result in mind? Probably not. Probably jumped out there without coming up with a plan. And then, of course, whoever he's tied to that's advising him might be leading him in the wrong direction. I don't know all this. I don't have all the information as far as that goes. White folks, now this current stage of the take a knee issue, we have an onslaught of knee bowers. All of a sudden, you gotta see that. Where did that come from? It came from the comment Donald Trump made. Already tensions have been brewed against Donald Trump, President Trump, and the knee issue, as far as every other hatred, racist thing that can be attached to that man, has been launched against him by people that are in the know. They know it's from the shadow government. If you want to trace the roots all the way back to the elitists, those that don't like him, that are using the media platforms to brainwash and manipulate the rest of the communities. People that aren't in the know, they're just buying the narrative. So they're really protesting what Donald Trump said. To make a long story short, why did Donald Trump say what he said? Again, he manipulated everybody because he took the attention away. I ain't gonna say I know everything, but it looked like President Trump took the attention away, that he was down there being forced to back a candidate down there in Alabama against Roy Moore, which is what the country loved, the Patriot candidate. He was going with what they would call a rhino Republican, somebody that's basically for the elite, probably is on the Council of Foreign Relations and all the rest, or on board with somebody that is. If McCain and all of them supported that guy, then it was a good reason for Donald Trump not to be supporting that guy. So he changed the narrative real quick. We ain't gonna talk about why I was down here supporting this guy, because he can't tell you he probably being forced to support that guy. He ain't dumb. Somebody got a knife to that man's throat somewhere, some shape or form. That's what I really believe. Or he was a spook from the beginning, and he just can't do too much too fast to alert his base, to let them know that he wasn't on it. But I really believe he was really trying to make change, and he saw the opposition he was up against, and his life was in danger. He might have chose his life, especially if you see everybody else in the country don't care about changing and standing with them. Now, manipulation. He manipulated it. He took the attention off of that. He know he can do one thing and the media gonna go haywire. Now you got the NFL and all that involved. This all goes back to understanding and manipulations. All kinds of different manipulations on different levels. I see every time Donald Trump does something contrary to what he said he would do, he give you an inch and he go do something else. So let me give you an example if I can. He didn't fully take away the Iran deal like he said he would. He gave you an inch. And then after he gives you an inch, instead of you going haywire, he would go out there and meet with a bunch of Christians. Stuff like that. See what I'm saying? He do something contrary, then he goes out to the public and gets them all back on their side, his base. This is what I'm saying every time. What was that thing with the immigrants? All right, DACA. He didn't do what he said with DACA. Then what he does, he goes and does a rally. Okay? If you're not seeing the pattern, you need to wake up and see the pattern. You need to pray for him. I really believe that he has well intentions. Most African Americans and most people that aren't in the know, white Americans, whatever, they don't realize that this is a global fight. It's made to be broken down and put on your level, because you are a part of the game. You are a pawn. God tried to tell you many times before, do not be so easily manipulated, which is a good reason why you should be walking in wisdom, which is walking with him, so you can be above the game. Above, not on the board, above it. Looking down from his perspective and seeing all the little mini games that's being played. You can be a patriot and still be in the game. If you aren't knowing that even your responses is a part of the game. If you're gonna come and you get fed up and you get sick of all this tearing down of the values of the country, and you even know that this is the best you got out there, this is the best thing, the closest to somewhat freedom you got. That's why everybody coming to America or want to come to America. I ain't say everybody, because some people out there that might not want nothing to do with this, that are really smart, I don't know. But The country's being hijacked. Patriots trying to stop that from happening. That's why they voted for Donald Trump, President Trump, because he told them that this is what he was going to do. Unfortunately, he's one man. He can't do it all. You got to do it. You got to stand up and do it yourself, man. You got to get up. You got to do something, or you got to unite, and you got to do and pay attention and do the things the right way, which means you're gonna have leaders. And how to best do that without they're gonna come after you. You're just gonna have to know that. You're gonna have to be courageous. I'm sorry. They're gonna come after you because they're coming after him. They're coming after anybody that's going to stand up against them. It's called opposition. Get with Christ, get wisdom, raise up leaders, take back what the enemy stole from you. But there's another problem here. There's a sin problem. God, you got to get right with God. I'm sorry, everybody on every level, black, white. While you focus on all these stupid little issues, maybe God might be trying to get your attention. You think you're going to have a revolution. It don't matter. When it comes down after that war, if you get killed, you're going to face them. You don't believe in them, you got more problems than you think. Think it's a lie, think it's a game, somebody trying to get you to join a religion, you got more problems than you think. Nobody is trying to brainwash you. Nobody is begging you to do nothing. This is for your very soul and the soul of your family, your friends, yes, even your enemies. If you don't believe this, you got more problems than you think. That is the core issue. Which way it goes. It will eventually go that way, but when? Until then, you got more problems than you think if you could come in the hands of a living God.